Have you ever reached into your pocket, pulled out some loose change, and thought, this can't be worth more than a few cents, right? What if I told you one of those pennies, specifically a 1963 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, could be worth up to $999,000? Yes, a single penny. Not a gold coin, not a silver dollar. A copper penny that people walk over on sidewalks every single day. And here's the crazy part. You might already have it. In this video, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1963 Lincoln No Mintmark Penny, why it's so valuable, what to look for, and how people just like you are turning forgotten coins into life-changing fortunes. But stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the exact features that make this coin worth close to $1 million, and the mistake collectors are making that could cost them everything. Let's begin. The 1963 Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance. It features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Nothing unusual there. But this coin was minted during a time of transition. In the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint was under pressure. Coin, shortages, metal value fluctuations, and the increasing use of vending machines pushed the mint to rethink how coins were made and distributed. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 1963 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, as you may know, doesn't use a mint mark. So when you see a 1963 penny without a letter beneath the date, that's normal. But what's not normal is what happened with a very small number of those coins. Due to die errors, misalignments, and some unusual circumstances, certain 1963 No Mintmark Lincoln pennies were struck with subtle variations, double dies, off-center strikes, and other anomalies that went unnoticed for years. One of those rare error coins sold in the private collector market for an eye-watering $999 to $500 let. That sink in for a second. A coin that cost 1 cent to make nearly hit the $1 million mark. Think about the impact that kind of money could have on your life. Paying off your home, retiring early, traveling the world, helping your children or grandchildren live debt-free. All from a penny that could be sitting in your junk drawer right now. But wait, don't rush off to the kitchen drawer just yet. Let's talk about what actually makes these coins so valuable. There are 3 main factors that determine the true value of your 1963 Lincoln penny. This might sound obvious, but collectors pay exponentially more for coins in pristine shape. A 1963 penny with strong luster, no scratches, and full details can skyrocket in value. We're talking MS-65 or higher on the Sheldon coin grading scale. This is where the magic happens. Double die obverse, meaning the date and letters appear doubled, can drastically raise a coin's worth. Some rare examples of the 1963 penny show doubling on the "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you see that with the naked eye, or under a magnifying glass, don't blink, don't breathe, you might have something extraordinary. Now here's a pattern interrupt for you. How many people do you think throw away pennies every year? Millions. And yet, the fewer of these rare error coins that exist, the higher the demand. That's basic economics. But in this market, it's everything. Now here's where things get risky. Many people who find a rare-looking penny try to sell it without proper appraisal. Big mistake. They might get a few $100s and think they've won the lottery, when in fact, they've just sold $1 million asset for pocket change. So how do you avoid that trap? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll tell you the exact steps to take if you think you've found the real deal. But first, there's something else you need to know. You might be wondering, why now? Why is there such urgency around finding this coin? The answer lies in the market. Rare coin values are skyrocketing. Private collectors, auction houses, even celebrities are investing in historical coins as safe, tangible assets. And the competition is fierce. The longer you wait, the more likely someone else finds a coin just like yours and sells it first, driving down the rarity and, yes, the value. That's why this isn't just about collecting. It's about seizing a window of opportunity that might never come back. So what do you Do if you have a 1963 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Examine it under magnification. Look for doubling, especially in the letters and numbers on the front. Check the condition. If it looks nearly flawless, you're in a good place. Get it graded. Use a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't trust eBay comments or casual appraisers. Document it carefully. Take clear photos, front and back, in good lighting. Consult a professional. Reach out to a reputable coin dealer or numismatic expert, not your cousin's friend, who knows coins. A real professional? Still not convinced? Just last year, a man in Arizona found a rare penny in an old cigar box he inherited from his grandfather. It turned out to be a 1963 double die. After grading and auction, he walked away with over $700,000 from a dusty box in the garage. Let that be your takeaway. Coins are more than metal. They're silent messengers of history, and some of them hold the power to transform your future. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, ask yourself, is that just a coin, or is that your ticket to financial freedom? You don't need to be a collector. You don't need to be an expert. All you need is curiosity, awareness, and action. Because opportunities like this don't knock. They whisper, and only those who are listening will hear them. Check your coins. Look closely. And who knows, maybe the next life-changing discovery is already in your hands. You heard that right. A simple copper coin, just 1 cent, might be sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer or buried deep in an old jar on your shelf. And today, that penny could be worth close to $95,000. Now, before you laugh it off, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly checked your old change? Because what we're about to uncover is not a fantasy. It's a financial reality that has changed lives. Collectors across the United States are shelling out hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, for specific penny coins. And one of the most mysterious, most sought after of them all is the 1964 Lincoln penny with a Demint mark. Yes, the Denver Mint struck this coin. But not all 1964 D pennies are created equal. Let me take you on a journey into the hidden world of numismatics, where rare pennies become powerful keys to wealth and overlooked coins can turn average people into millionaires. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to tell if your 1964 D penny is one of those life-changing coins. The year was 1964. America was on the brink of cultural change. The Beatles had landed. Civil rights movements were rising. But deep within the Denver Mint, something happened. Something that today has collectors buzzing. That year, over 3 billion Lincoln cents were minted. It was one of the largest productions in U.S. history. Most of these pennies? Completely ordinary. But here's where the story shifts. A small handful of 1964 D Lincoln pennies were struck with exceptional errors or rare die varieties. Some have doubled dies, others were struck on the wrong plancher, and a few show unusual surface anomalies that remain unexplained to this day. These aren't just defects. They're what collectors call rarities of fortune, and that's why one specific 1964 D Lincoln penny recently stunned the market, when a specimen sold with a staggering price tag of $995,000. Now I know what you're thinking. How on earth can a penny be worth almost $1 million? Well, let me flip that question on you. Why wouldn't it be? This isn't just about age. It's about rarity, demand, condition, and story. It's about a coin that's not supposed to exist in the form it does. Still skeptical? Good. That means you're thinking. That means you're waking up to what's possible. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever dropped a penny and not picked it up because it's just a penny? If so, you may want to retrace your steps because the one you left behind could have bought you a beachfront home. Crazy, right? All right, back to business. Now comes the part you've been waiting for. How to tell if your 1964 D penny is valuable. Start with these key checkpoints. Mint mark. Look just beneath the date. You must see a clear D indicating it was struck. At the Denver Mint condition. This is crucial. A high-grade penny, graded MS-67 or higher, dramatically increases value. If your coin is scratched, worn, or corroded, it likely won't make the cut. Errors or varieties. Look for doubling on Lincoln's eye, jaw, or lettering. Inspect the rim for thickness. If the penny was struck on a silver planchet by mistake, it could be a jackpot. Weight. A normal 1964 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on the wrong metal. Collectors are actively hunting for these exact signs. In fact, auctions across the country are turning humble coins into record-breaking sales. The irony? Most people still toss these pennies in parking lots. Now here's where things get truly exciting. There's one specific feature that separates a regular 1964 D penny from the one worth nearly $1 million. It's small. It's easily overlooked. And without knowing what it is, you could sell your coin for $5 when it's worth $500,000. In just a moment, I'll tell you exactly what to look for, because that single detail could change your life. But first, let's talk about why timing matters more now than ever before. We're living in a moment of high demand and limited supply. As more collectors enter the market, the rarest pennies are skyrocketing in value. And when these coins surface, they don't stay available for long. The record-breaking 1964 D penny? It was a double-die obverse error in pristine mint state condition and authenticated by a top grading agency. That tiny doubling, barely visible to the naked eye, is what sent its value soaring. And here's your wake-up call. That coin didn't come from a museum. It came from someone's pocket. It was sitting in someone's house. Maybe a house just like yours. The real fear isn't missing out on finding the coin. It's already having it and not knowing what it's truly worth. Every day, Americans unknowingly sell these coins at garage sales, in coin rolls, or at scrap metal prices, simply because they didn't take 5 minutes to check. Don't let that be your story. You don't need to strike gold. You just need to find the right penny. You've spent your life working hard. You've paid your dues. Isn't it time something small worked hard for you? So here's what to do next. Go check your old coins. Look for the 1964 Lincoln penny with a Demint mark. Examine it closely. If it looks promising, have it professionally graded. The difference between a penny worth $5 and one worth $500,000 is just one expert opinion away. Then come back and tell me what you found, because your journey to a wealthier life might just begin with the smallest coin in your house. Yes, one 1978 Lincoln cent without a mint mark has recently been valued at a staggering $992,000 in the collector's market. Not bad for a coin you probably forgot you had. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you've got, listen carefully. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the fascinating story behind this rare coin, what makes it so valuable, and how you could identify if you are holding the one penny that could change your life forever. Because the truth is, millions of people are sitting on fortunes without even realizing it. Don't let that be your story. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share the exact traits that set this rare 1978 penny apart, and how you can avoid the biggest mistakes that make collectors walk away from life-changing offers. Let's rewind. The year is 1978. Jimmy Carter is president, gas is under $1, and the Lincoln cent has already been circulating for decades. But that year, something different happened at the Philadelphia Mint. Most 1978 pennies were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark. Sounds ordinary, right? But hidden in the massive mintage of over 5 billion coins, a microscopic error occurred. An error so subtle, so elusive, that it slipped through undetected. And that mistake? It's what separates a 1-cent coin from a $992,000 treasure. But what exactly happened? Why are some of these pennies worth life-changing money while others are just pennies? Let's break it down. The most valuable 1978 No Mintmark Lincoln penny ever discovered had a combination of 3 rare characteristics. First, it had a misstrike. an off-center strike that gave the coin a unique and incomplete appearance. Second, it had a double die obverse, meaning the image of Lincoln and the inscriptions were doubled during the minting process. And third, and perhaps most shockingly, the coin was preserved in an almost flawless condition, graded MS67 red. That's museum-level perfection for a coin that's over 4 decades old. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most people throw coins like this into jars, drawers, or worse, spend them. But collectors, investors, and serious numismatists know that rare combinations like these are gold mines. Are you starting to feel your heart race just a little? That's not your imagination. That's the sound of opportunity knocking on your front door. And just in case you're wondering, no, you don't need to be a coin expert to benefit from this. All you need is attention to detail and a willingness to look again. When's the last time a penny paid your mortgage? Sounds crazy, right? But this isn't fiction. It's happening every day. Ordinary people are cashing in coins they found in sock drawers and glove compartments. Just imagine what you could do with an extra $992,000. Pay off debt, buy your dream home, retire early, finally start that business you've always dreamed of? All right, deep breath. Let's get back to business. So how do you know if your 1978 No Mintmark Lincoln penny is worth a fortune? Look for No Mintmark. If there's a D or S under the year, it's not the $1 million penny. You want the one from Philadelphia, which means no letter under the date. Inspect for doubling. Use a magnifier or a macro lens on your smartphone. Look closely at the word Liberty, the date 1978, and the phrase, "In God We Trust." If the letters appear to be slightly shadowed or doubled, you may be holding a double die error. Check for off-center strikes or unusual features. If the coin's design is misaligned or has parts missing, this is a good sign. Some of the most valuable pennies have noticeable striking errors. Condition matters a lot. If your coin looks shiny, red-toned, and free from major scratches or wear, it could be graded as mint state, which multiplies the value dramatically. But don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning a rare penny is like scratching a lottery ticket with a chainsaw. You'll destroy its value instantly. So what's next if you think you've found one? Get it authenticated and graded by a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. This step is critical. Without authentication, even a perfect coin won't get attention from serious buyers. And once it's graded, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can help you market it to elite collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now here's the part that keeps me up at night. How many $1 million pennies are still sitting forgotten in junk drawers across America? Could one of them be sitting in your pocket right now? Could your child's piggy bank be hiding your ticket to early retirement? The truth is, time is ticking. The longer you wait, the more likely these coins disappear into circulation, never to be found again. You don't need to be lucky. You just need to pay attention. So tonight, when you get home, don't toss your change aside. Search it. Examine it. Because while others are spending their pennies, you could be holding one worth nearly $1 million. And remember, wealth doesn't always come in stacks of cash. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. You're cleaning out an old drawer, flipping through some dusty pennies you've ignored for years. Then, there it is, a 1980 Lincoln penny, no mint mark. You shrug, pocket it, maybe even consider tossing it. But what if I told you that exact coin, yes, that ordinary-looking 1980 Lincoln penny, might be worth up to $990,000 today? Let that sink in. One penny. Nearly $1 million. Now ask yourself, what if you've already spent one without knowing? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this hidden treasure, why collectors are chasing it, and how you can turn 1 cent into the kind of wealth that changes lives. Let's go back to 1980, a year of shifting economies, soaring inflation, and changing coin production in the United States Mint. The Lincoln cent was one of the most commonly minted coins that year. Billions were produced. But here's where the story gets interesting. In 1980, Philadelphia began adding the P mint mark to many of its coins, but not to the Lincoln cent. So the No Mintmark Penny from 1980 is technically from Philadelphia. Nothing rare about that, or so it seems. But here's the twist. Among the billions of 1980 pennies minted, a tiny fraction were struck with flaws, doubling errors, off-center prints, or other unique characteristics. These errors, combined with the no mint mark, have made specific 1980 Lincoln cents jaw-droppingly valuable. In fact, one of these rare error pennies recently sold for a mind-blowing $990,000 at auction. That's not a typo. And no, the buyer wasn't hallucinating. Still think a penny can't change your life? The million-dollar versions of the 1980 penny usually share some defining traits. Sharp doubling on Lincoln's face or the inscriptions, striking errors like misaligned dies or off-center prints, extraordinarily high grades, often MS67 or above unique luster and surface quality, preserved for over 40 years. And here's the scary part. Most people who owned these coins never knew what they had. They spent them, cashed them in, tossed them in parking lots. You might have already done that, or you might still have one hiding in a coin jar, a shoebox, or a forgotten wallet. Quick question. When's the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not just dumped them in the nearest tip jar, but truly examined them? If you're like most people, the answer is never. Which brings us to a cold truth. We're surrounded by wealth, but too distracted to see it. Now that you know what's at stake, the question becomes, what should you do right now? Step 1. Gather all your old pennies, every single one, especially from the 1980s. Step 2. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Check for doubling, surface shine, off-center prints, and of course, absence of a mint mark. Step 3. Get a professional evaluation. Don't guess. Contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Step 4. If it checks out, brace yourself. Your penny could hit the auction block and land you anywhere from thousands to nearly $1 million. But don't wait. Collectors are paying premiums right now. As the coin market heats up, values are rising. The rarest coins are disappearing into private collections, possibly forever. Imagine being the one who hesitated, who thought it's probably not worth much. And then, months later, watching a near-identical coin sell for $990,000 on live TV. What if the next coin to break the $1 million mark is already in your home? What if you're sitting on your future and don't even know it? People dream of winning the lottery, but few realize they might already hold their ticket in plain sight. This isn't just about pennies. It's about awareness, about slowing down, paying attention, and uncovering the wealth that's been hiding right under your nose. So before you spend another cent, take one final look. Because your next penny might be worth a fortune. And if you're ready to learn more about valuable coins, how to spot them, and how to sell them for top dollar, subscribe now and turn your pocket change into power. This is not just collecting. This is legacy building. And it all starts with a penny. Are you holding a small penny in your hand, unsure of its value? Imagine this. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that it could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny, minted in 1986, with no mint mark, can bring you up to $989,000. But here's the catch. Most of us overlook the pennies in our pockets, thinking they're just pocket change. What if I told you that one of these could change your life forever? Stay tuned, because this story is about to get exciting, and you won't want to miss how you could be sitting on a gold mine. Let's start with the basics. The 1986 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny isn't your average coin. At first glance, it might look just like any other penny from that year, but it's far from ordinary. In 1986, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, yet only a few rare coins escaped their normal production process. Most pennies minted in 1986 have a mint mark, indicating where they were made: the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, or San Francisco Mint. But this particular coin with no mint mark is extremely rare, and it's this anomaly that has captured the attention of collectors, numismatists, and investors. It's a mystery, a hidden gem, and to those in the know, it's a treasure that could make you incredibly wealthy. You see, the Philadelphia Mint typically doesn't leave coins without a mint mark, yet some made it into circulation. These errors are what make these coins so special. They are sought after, and over time, their value has skyrocketed. Now imagine you're one of the lucky few who have stumbled upon this gem. At this point, you may be asking, how do I know if my 1986 penny is the one worth $989,000? That's what we're about to uncover next. First, let's talk about why this 1986 penny is worth such an astronomical amount. The value of a coin like this isn't just based on age or rarity, it's also about the condition it's in. A well-preserved 1986 penny with no mint mark can fetch up to $989,000. That's the current market price for the highest grade versions of this rare coin. But why so much? Think of it this way. Collectors and investors are constantly searching for coins with unique characteristics, those that are not just old but also have a story to tell. The 1986 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark tells a story of imperfection, of a minting error that made it rare and highly valuable. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but here's the reality check. You may have one of these pennies without even realizing it. And here's the kicker. Not every 1986 penny without a mint mark is worth close to $1 million. The condition of the coin, its clarity, and the level of preservation matter. If you find one that's been well taken care of over the years, you might just be holding on to a small fortune. But wait, this isn't where the story ends. There's more to uncover about the journey of this rare coin. Now that you know the incredible value of the 1986 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark, you might be feeling a rush of excitement. Imagine the possibilities. Upgrading your lifestyle, paying off debts, securing your future. But here's the critical point. Not everyone knows what they have when they come across a coin like this. Many people still don't understand how valuable their rare coins can be. And as a result, they end up selling them for far less than they're worth. That's where you come in. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies, don't just take it to your local coin shop and sell it for a fraction of its worth. Educate yourself. Know the coin's true value. Understand the market for rare coins and the best avenues to sell them. You want to get the best deal possible and ensure that your coin ends up in the hands of the right buyer, someone who truly appreciates its worth. Here's a little secret that many sellers overlook. Timing is everything. The market for rare coins fluctuates and demand can skyrocket at any moment. If you hold on to your 1986 penny for the right time, you could see its value increase exponentially. But there's something you need to keep in mind before you rush to sell. This coin's value could change as the market shifts. You may think you're sitting on a $1 million coin today, but tomorrow its value might drop. So, what's the best course of action? Stay informed. Keep a close eye on the market trends and don't let that coin slip through your fingers before you've fully capitalized on its potential worth. If you've made it this far, you're probably feeling a mixture of excitement and urgency. The 1986 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny is an opportunity that doesn't come around every day. It's a reminder that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Will you be the one to unlock the value of this rare coin? Or will you let it slip through your fingers, unaware of what you had? The choice is yours, but remember, timing and knowledge are your allies. Hold on to this coin and learn as much as you can. The next step in your journey could be worth more than you can imagine. We're about to dive into a story that could change your life and your financial future. We're talking about the 1987 Abraham Lincoln Demint Mark Penny. While you might think all pennies are the same, this coin can be worth up to a staggering $980,000. That's right, almost $1 million for a penny. Now I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth that much? No way. Stick around, because I'm going to reveal why this penny is so special and how it could make you a fortune. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, let me ask you this. How many of you have been holding onto old coins, thinking they might be valuable one day? Well, that day might just be here. So let's uncover why this penny could be your ticket to financial freedom. It all starts in 1987. You probably remember this year. It was a time of change, a time when the economy was shifting, and so was the world of coin collecting. In 1987, the United States Mint issued regular circulation pennies, but hidden within the millions of coins minted that year was a rare error, an error that could make you a millionaire. Here's the kicker. This penny isn't rare just because it's old. It's rare because of an error in the minting process that led to the 1987 Demint Mark Penny being a unique specimen. Most of the 1987 pennies you'll come across are common, worth just 1 cent, but a small percentage were struck with an error that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, I want you to think for a moment. How often do you come across an error in your everyday life? Probably not too often, right? This makes finding a rare coin like this even more thrilling. But here's the twist. These pennies are not easy to find, and most people overlook them. If you think it's a needle in a haystack, you're right. But think about this. What if that needle, the one you didn't even know existed, is worth $980,000? Now, that's a life-changing discovery, but the clock is ticking. The window of opportunity is closing. If you've got a 1987 penny, you could already be sitting on a small fortune. But here's the problem. The market for rare coins is competitive, and the longer you wait, the more likely someone else will snatch up your penny before you even realize its true worth. Here's where the excitement really kicks in. If you find the right buyer or even send your penny to a professional grading service, you could unlock a value that changes everything. We're talking about an opportunity to sell a single coin for up to $980,000. Imagine what that could mean for your life. Debt-free living, travel, freedom to do what you want, when you want. But here's a question for you. Are you ready to take action? Are you ready to stop second-guessing and start making money from your rare pennies? The coins you have right now could be worth far more than you've ever imagined. As we come to the end of this video, the real question is, will you be the one who discovers this incredible penny, or will someone else make the find of a lifetime? Don't let fear or hesitation hold you back. Time is of the essence, and there's no better time than now. To wrap it up, the 1987 Abraham Lincoln Demint Mark Penny is a true gem in the world of rare coin collecting. While most pennies are worth, well, pennies, this one stands out as a rare and potentially priceless find. If you've got one, don't wait. Get it assessed and take the steps to potentially sell it for life-changing money. And if you don't have one, well, keep your eyes peeled. Who knows what treasures are hiding in your spare change, right? Imagine finding a coin that could turn your life around. A coin so rare it could be worth up to $976,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. Today, I'm going to reveal everything about the elusive 1988 Abraham Lincoln. No Mintmark Penny, a treasure so rare that it's often overlooked in your pocket change. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you how you might already have one of these coins and how it could make you a fortune. Let's start at the beginning. The year 1988. A year that might not seem all that extraordinary at first glance. But for penny collectors, it's a year that changed everything. You see, pennies are typically produced with a mint mark to show where they were made, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But in 1988, something unusual happened. A small batch of pennies was struck in Philadelphia, but without the mint mark. You may be thinking, so what? It's just a mint mark. But that's exactly the point. That tiny detail, the absence of the mint mark, is what sets this penny apart. It's a mistake, a rarity, and in the world of coin collecting, that makes it highly valuable. Most of the pennies from 1988 were minted in Denver, so finding one with no mint mark from Philadelphia is like stumbling upon an unexpected treasure chest. Now, you might be wondering, how much is this coin really worth? Hold that thought because it's about to get even more interesting. In the current market, the 1988 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny can fetch up to $976,000. Yes, you heard me right. Almost $1 million. Let that sink in. A coin, not much bigger than the one you toss into a wishing well, could be worth as much as a mansion. So what makes this penny so special? It's all about rarity. In the world of rare coins, the fewer there are, the more valuable they become. Only a small number of these 1988 pennies were ever released into circulation, and even fewer have survived in pristine condition. This is the kind of coin that collectors, serious collectors, are searching for. And if you happen to have one of these in your collection, you're sitting on a gold mine. You might be asking, how do I know if I have one of these coins? Don't worry, it's simple. The key is to check the date and, of course, the mint mark. If you have a penny from 1988 with no mint mark, it could be worth more than your car or even your house. But here's the kicker. Time is of the essence. Coins like this don't stay under the radar for long. As more collectors catch wind of this coin's value, prices are bound to skyrocket. So if you've got one of these hidden treasures, now might be the best time to sell it before the market floods with other rare finds. And hey, I know what you're thinking. Are you sure? A penny? Almost $1 million? Is this guy pulling my leg? Trust me, I'm not. But hey, I wouldn't blame you if you started checking your pocket change right now. Who knows? Maybe you'll find a tiny gold mine of your own. Now here's where things get serious. You might be wondering, why hasn't everyone heard about this coin? The truth is, most people don't know what they have. This is your opportunity to act before everyone else catches on. The coin world moves fast, and once the secret is out, it may no longer be a hidden gem. So, what do you do if you think you have one of these pennies? First, don't just let it sit in your jar of loose change. You need to have it authenticated. The value of a rare coin skyrockets when it's in perfect condition and properly verified. If you're serious about selling, find a trusted coin dealer or an auction house to get an expert opinion. But here's the thing. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for rare pieces like the 1988 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny. So, whether you plan to keep it or sell it, understanding the market and acting fast could be your ticket to living the life you've always dreamed of. But before you go running to your collection, let me ask you this. What if there's another coin, an even rarer one, that could be worth even more than this penny? One that's been hidden in plain sight for years, just waiting for the right collector to find it. Stick around because I'll be revealing that coin in my next video. You won't want to miss it. Trust me. So there you have it. The 1988 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny, a coin with a fascinating history, a staggering value, and the potential to change your financial future. If you've got one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a fortune. But don't wait too long. The clock is ticking and the market is moving fast. But here's the catch. You might not know it's worth this much until it's too late. This video will take you through the thrilling, heart-pounding journey of the 1991 No Mintmark Penny, a coin that has the potential to change your life forever. Stick with me as we uncover the secrets that could lead to millions of dollars in your bank account. Let's start with the basics. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, but most of them, just like any other coins, were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. These coins were stamped with a mint mark, a small letter indicating where they were made. Now you may be asking, what's so special about a coin from 1991? After all, it seems like just another penny. Hold that thought, because this penny isn't like the rest. It's rare, it's valuable, and most importantly, It's undervalued by many who don't know what to look for. If you've been collecting pennies for years, you've probably seen a lot of them. But have you ever checked closely at the mint mark, or lack thereof, on your 1991 penny? That's where the magic happens. You see, most 1991 pennies have a mint mark, but a small percentage, a rare few, don't. These unmarked pennies weren't supposed to exist. They were mistakenly left out of the minting process, and as a result, they're incredibly valuable today. Imagine this for a moment. You walk into a coin dealer with a 1991 penny that you've had lying around for years. You hand it over, and the dealer's eyes widen. You could be looking at a check for $971,000. But this is where things get tricky. Not every 1991 penny without a mint mark is worth a fortune. There are certain conditions that must be met before you can cash in on that kind of money. First, the coin must be in near-perfect condition. We're talking about no signs of wear, no scratches, no discoloration. The more pristine it is, the higher the value. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I even know if I have one of these rare 1991 pennies? Well, here's where it gets interesting. If you're fortunate enough to find one of these coins in mint condition, you're holding a treasure that's only gotten more valuable as time goes on. The demand for these rarities continues to rise, and experts believe the value will continue to increase. So how do you know if your coin is worth millions? You need to look for a few telltale signs. Inspect the coin carefully and take note of any abnormalities. The absence of the mint mark is key, but the coin's overall quality is what will ultimately drive its worth. Pause for a second and think, how many pennies have you passed over in the last few weeks, not realizing that one of them could make you rich? But there's more to this story. Because if you think this coin is just a lucky find, you're wrong. The path to discovering these rare pennies doesn't end with a single coin. It's part of a much bigger trend in the world of rare coin collecting. So, what's the next step? And how can you cash in on this incredible opportunity? Stick around, because the best part is yet to come. You'll want to hear what's happening in the coin market right now and how you can leverage these rare finds to build your wealth. The window for these opportunities is closing fast, and you need to know exactly what to do before it's too late. Let's talk about the current coin market. As we speak, collectors and investors are watching the 1991 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny like hawks. The demand for rare pennies is skyrocketing, and people are willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history. This isn't just a hobby for some, it's a gold mine. Experts are predicting that the 1991 No Mintmark Penny could fetch even more than its current market value of $971,000 in the near future. But here's the kicker. The longer you wait to cash in, the less likely it is you'll get top dollar for your coin. As more of these rare pennies are discovered, the value will level out. The time to sell is now. So if you've got a 1991 penny without a mint mark in your collection, don't sit on it. Take action. Get it appraised. Get it graded. And most importantly, get it in front of the right people who can see its true value. But wait, before you go running off to check your penny collection, let me remind you of one thing. Not every rare coin is a quick payday. You need to know the market. You need to be strategic. The world of coin collecting can be overwhelming, and the competition for rare finds is fierce. But if you know where to look, and if you know how to negotiate, you can unlock doors to a life of financial freedom that most people only dream of. So what's the secret? It's simple. Knowledge is power. The more you understand about the world of rare coins, the better positioned you are to take advantage of these incredible opportunities. And trust me, the right 1991 No Mintmark Penny could be your ticket to millions. In the end, it's all about timing. Don't let this opportunity slip away. If you have a 1991 Abraham Lincoln penny without a mint mark, get it appraised today. Don't wait until the value drops, or worse, until all the rare coins are snatched up by other collectors. The clock is ticking, and the question is, will you seize this chance to change your life, or will you let it pass you by? Take action now. The coins you hold in your hands today could be worth a fortune tomorrow. Well, today, I'm going to show you a coin that's doing exactly that. It's the 1994 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny. And trust me, it could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to be sold for nearly $1 million. Are you ready to find out how much your coin could be worth? Stay with me because the details might just surprise you. Let's take a step back. You're sifting through your old pennies just like many of us do from time to time. You're not expecting much, just a few old coins that might bring a little nostalgic value. But then you spot something unusual. You notice an Abraham Lincoln penny from 1994, but when you look closely, you realize something's wrong. There's no mint mark. Now, most pennies from 1994 will have a mint mark on them, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But this one, absolutely no mint mark. At first glance, it might seem like nothing more than a minor anomaly. But here's where things take a turn. You hold that penny in your hand, and it could very well be the rarest penny you've ever come across. And if it is, it could be worth a fortune. The 1994 No Mintmark Lincoln penny isn't just a quirky little error. It's a coin that's so rare that it has the potential to sell for as much as $968,000 in the right market. Yes, you heard that correctly. Almost $1 million for one penny. But how did this happen? How did a simple oversight turn into a treasure hunt for collectors? Let's dive deeper into the story. The 1994 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny was created due to an error in the minting process. When the Philadelphia Mint struck these pennies, they forgot to add the usual mint mark. It was a mistake that went unnoticed for some time, until the rare coins started popping up in circulation and collectors began to take notice. But here's the catch. This mistake wasn't a widespread one. In fact, very few of these coins were ever minted. Some estimates suggest that only around 10 to 15 of these pennies exist in pristine condition. And you know what that means, right? When something is that rare, the value skyrockets. Imagine having one of those coins in your collection. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. But here's the scary part. Many people don't realize what they have. They toss these pennies aside, never knowing the small mistake that makes them worth a small fortune. So how do you know if your penny is one of the rare ones? It all comes down to the quality of the coin and its condition. The more pristine the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Pennies with little wear and tear could fetch you nearly $1 million. But a penny in poor condition? It'll still be worth something, but not nearly as much. Now, I know what you're thinking. Could it be that easy? Could I really have one of these pennies in my pocket right now? Well, let's hold that thought for just a moment and take a look at how to identify if your penny is the real deal. So how do you find out if your 1994 penny is worth nearly $1 million? Here's what you need to know. Step 1. Examine the coin closely. Look at the absence of the mint mark. The penny should have no mint mark whatsoever. That's the key detail that makes it stand out. Step 2. Inspect the condition. You want a coin that's in near-perfect shape. A mint-condition coin is what's going to get you top dollar. Don't just glance at it, hold it in the light and check for any damage, scratches, or signs of wear. If the penny is shiny and clean, you might be holding a potential fortune. Step 3. Get it authenticated. This step is crucial. Even if you're pretty sure you found a 1994 No Mintmark penny, you need to have it authenticated by a professional. Without the proper certification, you won't be able to sell it for its full value. There are reputable coin grading services that will authenticate your coin and determine its value. Now let's talk about the urgency of this. The market for rare coins is constantly changing. The longer you wait, the more the value of your penny could fluctuate. And here's the thing. There's no guarantee that these coins will continue to hold such high value. So if you have one, don't hesitate to act fast. You might be wondering, how do I sell a coin like this? It's easier than you think. You can either auction it through a reputable dealer or approach private collectors who specialize in rare pennies. The right buyer will recognize the value of your coin immediately, and that's where the real magic happens. So, Here's the big question. Do you have a 1994 Abraham Lincoln No Mintmark Penny in your collection? The potential to make a life-changing amount of money is right there in your hands. Remember, rare coins don't come around every day. If you're lucky enough to find one, take the steps to authenticate it and sell it before the market changes. Because once these coins are gone, they're gone forever. Did you know that a simple penny, something that you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth over $962,000? Yes, you heard that right. This coin from the year 1998, with no mint mark, could make you a millionaire. It's a rare treasure that's lying in plain sight. Imagine how different your life could be with just one coin. Stick with me because in this video, I'll show you the exact value of this penny, how to identify it, and the shocking truth behind its worth. That could change everything. You won't believe what I'm about to share, so keep watching. Let's rewind to the year 1998. It was a year that brought about a huge change, not just in history, but in the world of numismatics, specifically for collectors of rare pennies. In 1998, something remarkable happened. The U.S. Mint, for reasons still unknown, failed to place a mint mark on certain Lincoln pennies. You see, normally every penny has a mint mark. The mint mark tells you where the coin was struck, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But in 1998, some coins were struck without this critical detail. Now you might be thinking, so what? After all, the lack of a mint mark might seem like a simple oversight, but in the world of coin collecting, that mistake turned into a fortune. Coins without mint marks are incredibly rare, and rarity always commands value. This isn't just any mistake. This is a treasure waiting to be uncovered. But here's the catch. Finding one of these pennies is incredibly difficult. For every one that gets discovered, there are thousands that still remain hidden. So how? Can you tell if you have one of these rare pennies, and more importantly, how can you ensure it's worth every penny? Pun intended. Now that you know the history, let's talk about how to identify this valuable 1998 Lincoln penny. First, take a close look at your coin. What you're looking for is the absence of a mint mark on the reverse side beneath the year 1998. The penny should have no D for Denver or S for San Francisco. The lack of any mint mark indicates it's from the Philadelphia Mint, but crucially, it must be a genuine mistake. If you find one, don't just toss it into your pocket or drawer thinking it's just another penny. This could be your golden ticket to wealth. To confirm its value, you'll want to assess its condition. The better its condition, the higher its worth. If it's shiny and nearly untouched, you're looking at a potential six-figure payout. But here's the thing. Most people don't know how to properly assess their coins. They either overlook the details or fail to authenticate them correctly, which means they lose out on life-changing opportunities. Do you really want to be the one who misses out because you didn't pay attention? I know. It sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? A single penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're probably wondering if I'm about to tell you about a leprechaun and a pot of gold, right? But stick with me, because this is no joke. In fact, you're just a few steps away from discovering something that could make you rich. So, here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 1998 Lincoln penny with no mint mark in your collection, congratulations. You could be sitting on a gold mine. The current market value of one of these pennies is up to $962,000, depending on its condition and rarity. But here's where the urgency comes in. The value of rare coins like this can fluctuate. If you wait too long to sell, you could miss out on a prime opportunity. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these hidden gems, and the market is evolving fast. This is a rare moment in time, and if you don't act now, you might regret it. Now, I know you're probably asking, how can I sell it? You've got a few options. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and professional coin dealers can help you get the best price for your rare penny. But be careful, not all buyers are created equal. Do your research, get the coin appraised, and make sure you're selling to someone who knows what they're doing. That way, you can ensure you're getting the full value of your coin. And remember, this is just one example of how rare coins can bring incredible wealth. There are thousands of pennies, quarters, and other coins out there waiting to be discovered. So the real question is, what's the next rare coin in your collection? You could be one step away from finding another treasure. I'll leave you with this thought. The world of rare coins is full of hidden opportunities. But finding them isn't enough. You need the right knowledge, the right network, and the right strategy to cash in on these incredible finds. Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll show you how to spot even more rare pennies that could be worth millions. Don't miss out on your chance to unlock the hidden wealth sitting right in your collection. Thank you for watching, and remember, your next fortune could be waiting in your pocket right now. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more valuable tips and insights about rare coins. If you found a 1998 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about your discovery. See you in the next video.